The TSA and the FAA is saying that they're willing to come in and assist in the investigations if needed. Do you see this, or based on history, is this the type of thing where a country would want to handle the investigations on their own?
So the host country typically wants to handle or lead the investigation, but pre-Max, the tragedies with the Max, they would almost always agree to the assistance of, in this case, if it were Boeing, the NTSB or the FAA and Boeing as well, because, they can have a lot of resources and a lot of knowledge and a lot of insight that can certainly help with this process. So I think that's typically how things worked. Obviously, the FAA lost a lot of credibility as a result of the Max. And so it's not surprising in China that the CAAC is going to take the lead on this, and that's what you would expect. But it's also not surprising that they would seek help from Boeing and, of course, the regulators here in the United States, considering the tragedy here and what the resources they can perhaps bring to bear and the knowledge they can also bring to the situation, which could certainly help in some situations.
Ken, really quickly, the last time we spoke, we were talking about the balance sheet. They basically cleared the decks over at Boeing, really trying to set up a transformational period moving forward. With what we've seen today, is there any further risk ahead for Boeing, or is it just about ensuring that they can actually meet their deliveries or their hoped for deliveries when it does come to Asia?
Well, certainly this does add some risk today. Until we know more about this, it's hard to discount completely the amount of risk that this does represent. But you're completely correct. It's been certainly a lot longer than we'd expected to see the resumption of deliveries from Boeing into China in particular, and the return to service of the Max in China. As you commented earlier, the Max has been grounded in China since early 2019. They've issued the airworthiness directive, but we certainly haven't seen the aircraft return to service yet there. So, it's the story about Boeing is really all about the cash generation over the next couple of years as the industry continues to recover and as Boeing is able to liquidate significant inventory, not only in the Max, but of course the 787. The situation today does add some risk to that. And it's also important to note that inventory liquidation has certainly been taking a lot longer than we would have expected, but that really is the story for the stock over the next 1 to 2 years, is the pace of that inventory liquidation, and which is very substantial. And as they can get through that and people continue to fly and the industry continues to recover, I think the stock works. So, but that's what we're up against today.